Hi, it's Natalie
And Miranda from Custom Crops.
and we'll be showing you how to create this cool trick-or-treat banner that's behind us. I'll be showing you how to make the general tag with the RIP in it, and I'll be cutting out the letters with the Gypsy. You can only get the Gypsy font on the Gypsy, and that's what we use to cut the letters. And then Miranda will be showing you something totally different.
Yeah, I'll just be going over some of the tags. I mean, it's a banner, so for the most part, they're all the same. So I'll just be showing you two different tags. We'll kind of do that together, but I'll just show some techniques where it says "or" in the middle of trick or treat. I'll show that tag, and then another tag, just one of the plain letters, and how we add a little bit of fun and glitz to it. So let's get started.
Okay. So before we cut out the items from the Gypsy, I wanted to show you that we've already previously cut out the basis for our banner. And this was just basically cut from the Tags, Bags, Boxes, and More cartridge. And I just designed this in Design Studio, so I placed the letters on here and was able, you can also cut these out in black cardstock and just glue them on. And then we've got this shape, which came from the Home Decor cartridge. Depending on what size your banner is and what size your letters are will determine what size circle you need. So I'm going to pass these over to Miranda. And the other thing that's brand new for us that I wanted to show you is this cool paper guide. This is from Above Ruby Studios at aboverubystudios.com, and she has put together for us and for you guys a paper guide. So she lists the company that makes the paper, and then exactly what you'll need to know for your Cricut, your blade depth, your speed, your pressure, and then any kind of notes. And it was just so great of her to put all this information together, so you'll never have to guess again exactly what settings your Cricut should be when you're cutting your paper. So we'll be using basic gray today, basic gray paper, and she says a 5 in terms of blade depth, a 5 for speed, and a 4 for pressure. So I've already got my machine on those settings. But great. If you want to get this, aboverubystudios.com. Now let's move on to the Gypsy. And this is how your screen will look when you're trying to open a file. And what I love about this is that you get a preview of what file you're looking at. So I'm going to be wanting to get my trick-or-treat lettering. So I'm going to select my trick-or-treat lettering and hit OK with my stylus. And there are my letters. So what's really cool about the Gypsy font, and you can see it when it finally cuts it out, are that it has these little intricate cuts that are out of the letter, and we're going to fill those with stickles. But we've got some basic gray paper that is here on our mat, and I'm just going to get ready to cut this out. So I'm going to select the cut icon, which is right here. And then it's also asking me, so it's saying, how many times do you want a multi-cut? Which I think for this intricate cut, I do. So I'm going to hit 2. And then there's also a function that's on the Gypsy where you're loading your mat. So I want to make sure my mat is where it needs to be, and then I'm going to hit the load mat. Okay. And then I'm going to just hit cut, and I'll get my Gypsy font all ready to go here. Now while I'm waiting for this to cut things out, Miranda is going to move on to her steps.
Alright, so I already have the first tag all glued together. It was just, Natalie showed you this before, these two pieces. I glued them together, and then the circle here I glued on, and I just have to wait for her to get our letter cut out, whether it's probably a T. We're going to use a T on there, and I'll do that in just a second. But I have this one here. I am going to show you the techniques on the "or," where we use this fun Tim Holtz spiderweb stamp, and we are going to be using some perfect pearls. We have this copper, it's actually a bronze color we're going to be using. This is Ranger Perfect Pearls. I have my perfect medium here, and I'm just going to cover the stamp with the perfect medium. I know we've used perfect pearls before, but if you haven't seen those videos, this is just like glue. get it good and covered, and then just in random spots, stamp your spider web. The upper parts, because mainly the middle is going to be covered up, but we're going to take our Perfect Pearls, which is like makeup for your paper crafts, and use the smaller brush. Perfect Pearls comes with two. You're going to use the smaller brush first and go right over the spider web or stamp, whatever stamp you use, and that's when you're really going to see it come out, because at first it looks clear and you can't see it until you get that Perfect Pearl on there.
And Tim Holtz has some really cool Halloween stamps. He's got, like, he has some, there's a skeleton, there's a cross and bones, there's a stamp that just says Happy Halloween. So check out our website for those. He's got some really fun stuff that you could use around this holiday.
So once you have your spider webs good and covered, you're going to take your bigger brush to clean it up and get all that extra off. And just brush it off. And then once you have it all cleaned up, you have to set it with water, because it will just come right off if you don't. And we have a little mini mister here that will help us spray our water. It is also by Ranger. These come in packs of 3 on our website. And that will just ensure that your Perfect Pearls stay in place.
Now you can use a heating tool, right, Miranda, and then dry that off if you want to,
sure
or you can leave it dry, air dry.
Exactly. So for our sake, I'm definitely going to be using the heating tool. But Natalie, do you want to?
Yeah.